Another interesting kind of variable here with the Bitcoin halving is it always happens during an election cycle. And there's this meme or this lesson, or it gets repeated so much on Twitter that during election cycles, markets just rip, right? They have to go higher. Is that true? Like, you spend enough time on Bloomberg, you look at all types of assets, you understand historically if that's true or not. Is that true? Like, even for the people that say, oh, we've already topped out, it's going to be a shorter cycle, we still have 6 months until the election. Like, if markets keep ripping through the election, it's hard to say that the highest beta assets aren't going to do well. Is that always true?
Yeah, I mean, and what's funny, tying it full circle, is if you overlay presidential election years, right, with these liquidity cycles we were just talking about, again, it's kind of like dropping those dates in, right? Because it's every 4 years, just like the halving. It tends to line up, and Q4 tends to be a very strong period for markets more broadly. I think with this current or upcoming election, there is this narrative or sense that because it's going to be pretty contentious, right, for a number of reasons, the incumbent party is going to try and do whatever they can to make things look as good as they can leading into that, right? Which means any type of trouble that we would see in the economy, which I don't think we're going to see any. If anything, we're only seeing economic reacceleration at this point, or at least for the next couple of quarters. But anything that happens in the financial plumbing, treasury market, et cetera, they're going to make sure that those gaps or those holes are plugged, because the last thing that incumbent party needs right now is, especially when you're seeking re-election, is to have the markets fall off a cliff 6 months or 3 months heading into an election year. So it's another thing that I think you can put like a quiver in the bull hat, because I do think that it potentially could mean further upside, or at least you have that backdrop of support heading into the rest of the year, the second half of the year. But it's also, in our opinion, supported even more by the fact that we think we're more mid-cycle when it comes to this current liquidity up cycle than late cycle. And for all the reasons we mentioned, that tends to be, again, bullish markets, especially risk markets.